Adidas and Pharrell Williams have gone stark, raving, crazy. I'm calling it Pharrell Williams Day, September the 13th. Adidas and Pharrell Williams are teaming up to drop not just one, not two, but three different colorways and silhouettes. And not just three different colorways and silhouettes, but multiple colorways of each silhouette. And it's an insane amount of sneakers to just go bash and totally saturate the market with in one big foul swoop. And today we're going to have a look at those sneakers, and we're also going to ask the question is why. There must be a reason why they're saturating the market this way. And I've got some potential reasons that I'm thinking about why they're doing that. I'm calling it Pharrell Williams Day. It's September the 13th when the Pharrell Williams line and Adidas team up to drop some Human Race, some crazy Byw X's, and some solar hues. This is a Talking About It 23 sneaker channel. Talking About It 23 sneaker channel. Des Mainichi Absurdo de Mainichi Media Consign. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about sneakers, sneaker releases, sneaker news, and upcoming sneaker reviews. And today we're looking at some sneakers reviews, upcoming sneakers reviews, because there are an absolute bucket load of Pharrell Williams and Adidas collaborations coming on September the 13th. And we're going to look at each of them and have a look at the differences. And also look at which parts of them I like and dislike. I do have a favour to ask though. This week I'm trying my hardest to look at the lens of the camera. If you watched my video yesterday, you would have heard me talk about how I sometimes drift my eyes to the right because the tripod that I use has a massive circle in the middle of it, which drags my eyes to the right, and I look at that instead of looking at the lens of the camera. The circle's about this big, the lens is about this big, and this is what draws my attention. So if you catch me drifting my eyes to the right and looking in the wrong place, shout at me and say, "Oi, Basha, now!" And try and get me to draw my eyes back into the middle of the lens instead of the middle of the tripod. And as this is a YouTube channel, I do require that you subscribe to the channel down below. Please subscribe. It helps tremendously. I'm trying to grow this channel before before the Olympics roll into town next year. If you could subscribe to the channel, it would help me very much, and I would appreciate it. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, at the start of all my videos, I do say, Toroku yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Rainen no Olympic no mae ni kono channel o okiku shitai no de, zehi toroku o onegai shimasu. Okay, now let's have a look at these three different colorways. They're not colorways, they're silhouettes. There's three different silhouettes. You've got the Human Race silhouette, you've got the crazy BYW 10 silhouette, and then you've got the Solar Hue silhouettes. Okay, so you've got those three silhouettes, and we're going to look at them one after the other and the differences that are going to be dropping. Now, we'll start with the Human Races. When I got into YouTubing and sneaker YouTubing, it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, even though this channel is less than a year old. I was into doing sneaker content for YouTube long before that, and the Human Races were one of the sneakers that were really hot 2 or 3 years ago, and I absolutely loved them. They were like a total rethink of sneakers, a total different way of approaching the sneaker, and I really, really appreciated the original Human Races. But the line started to decline probably as much as 18 months ago, and I would say the decline coincided with the change to the trail outsole. And I don't think the trail outsole has ever looked good on the Human Races. And the case in point is the guys that we've got behind me right now, which is the, oh gosh, what are they called now? It's something like Unique Race, but it's not that. But it'll be written on the actual shoe back there. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. Initial Race or something like that, or Inspire Race, or Infinite. Maybe it's Infinite Race. Now I don't think it's Race on the other shoe. Infinite Species. Hoo-hoo. I think it might be Infinite Species. Not as old as I look. And it's a really fine looking shoe. I love it. I love a triple black. I like a blacked out Boost. I have 2 pairs of triple blacks, one NND R1 and one Ultra Boost 3.0. Love them. Love a triple black in the Adidas and the Boost line. I was looking at the middle of the tripod again, and I love these Human Races until you get to the outsole. It's like yes at the top, yes in the middle, yes on the upper, yes on the midsole, on the outsole, and that's for 2 reasons. One is because it's the trail outsole that I do not like. I don't think the trail outsole on the Human Races worked, and the other is because it's a gum sole, and it's just like, man, it doesn't go with the upper of the sneaker. I can't say it enough. I've said it a ton of times. I remember when Adidas dropped the Ultra Boost 2019 Woodies for Toy Story 4, and I was like, yes, that gum sole matches the upper. They look good together, they complement each other. But you've got this all black sneaker and then pop on the bottom a gum sole, and it just doesn't look good at all. So they almost made it with these infinite species, but they didn't quite make it. But of course, they do have that, you know, signature of the laces around the sort of quarter. It's higher than the quarter really, but it's that the wraparound kind of ropey style laces around the ankle area there, and also the words down one, which is infinite species, I think, on the other one. And then the next silhouette is the crazy BYW 10s. I've reviewed a few of these for the channels. I remember the channel. I remember one that I reviewed. Somebody in the comments said down below that it looked like an advert for Google. They were white sneakers with you know, red and yellow and blue and green, and it looked like an advert for Google. But anyway, we've got at least 6 pairs of these crazy BYW 10s that are dropping. There's a sort of pink purple pair, a yellow pair, a sort of salty pair, an orange one, a green one, a black one, I think it is, and they look fine. I don't really have all that much to say about them. They do all have gratitude, I think it is, written down the front. They could have gone with something a bit different on each one, a different word on each one perhaps, to match the colorway, but I think they all have gratitude written down them. But they all look pretty good. I don't know what they're like to wear in basketball terms. When I've reviewed these in the past, I've relied on people out there to tell me who it is that wears these guys on the pro NBA courts, because I don't know that much about them. Don't know much about their performance. They are a cool looking shoe though. And then that brings us on to the final one, which is the Solar Hue HU. And the last time I saw these was they dropped a Chinese New Year pair that were quite hyped, but I don't remember them selling well. But I might be wrong in that. All they had on the toe box was an HU, capital H, small u, I think on both feet. They were primarily red with the white HU on them there. And I particularly remember Ern from the Oh It's Teddy channel wearing a pair of them. And I think he might have been wearing them when he was visiting Japan. And I do remember, you know, before they went, you know, before they dropped, there was a lot of, I don't know if hype's the right word, but they were definitely visible, shall we say. But then when they actually dropped, I didn't feel that kind of hype carrying through to sales. And then here we are again with that silhouette dropping on the same day as these Human Races and these crazy BYW 10s, the gratitudes, the 6 gratitudes. There are 4 colorways of the Solar HUs that are coming, and they do come in that sort of reds and blues and yellows, I think, and there's another color, I can't remember which. And they're just a nice looking shoe. The only sort of main thing that I pulled out of them was the HU just below the top line. I was looking at the wrong place again. Maybe I should cover that with something. The HU tag that's just below the top line on the ankle, which is a cool little feature and adds a little bit of sort of distinction and a point of interest on an otherwise marginally relatively bland shoe. I'm not a huge fan of the Solar HUs, to be honest, and there's nothing wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, you know, at least the crazy BYW 10s and the Human Races have something sort of unique about them, but the Solar HUs to me are just a straight up pair of sneakers, and there's nothing particularly special about their design or their collaboration. But they are dropping, I think, 4 different colorways at the same time as the 6 different crazy BYW 10 colorways are dropping, and I think there's 2 Human Races, those triple blacks, and another colorway dropping too. So yeah, for some reason Adidas and Pharrell Williams have decided to make September the 13th their big day. Liam Gallagher's dropping a pair of specials, Adidas specials, soon. I don't think they've dropped yet. Or maybe when I'm making this they haven't dropped, but they've dropped by the time you're watching it. And those shoes are to coincide with a new album release, and I wonder if that's what we're seeing from Pharrell Williams here. We're going to see a bunch of sneakers drop at the same time as a bunch of musical content from that musician too. But you know, we can only wait but see. But it is interesting to see them dropping an awful lot of sneakers, an awful lot of silhouettes all on the same day. And I can only think that maybe he's got some musical content coming, but maybe you know the reason why they're doing that so much. And if you do, hit me up with a comment down below. Okay, it's time for me to sign off and thank you guys for checking out my content. I do appreciate it tremendously. I am here every single day. Hard work on my part, but you watching makes it worthwhile. So please stick around and do check me out every single day. And because I do this every single day, at the end of my videos, I can confidently say that you will see me tomorrow.